So, as you can see, we've had quite a downpour. I don't know if you can see that river going, but, you know, a lot of the reason why I haven't been here to explain what was going on and such is mostly I guess I'm shy about it, but, I'm camera shy, I guess, I should say. But on top of it, just dealing with the situation in general, I posted some stuff kind of giving a heads up of what was the channel about and such. But, so basically, my daughter was diagnosed with brain cancer, and this happened a few years ago, and, well, quite a few years ago, 8 years back. And 2 years ago, this past Thanksgiving, it would be 2 years since we lost her. When that happened, it just kind of shredded us. We just had a really hard time. She had brain cancer, and we went through a lot. And I'll get into more detail of how we kept her with us for so long, because she was deemed terminal, untreatable type of cancer. It's called astrocytoma, but hers was very large and embedded in her brain. Regardless, I purchased a motorhome after she passed. It had been a plan for quite a while for that we were going to do this, and things just happened and we didn't get around to it. I got a really good deal. I found a really nice one, and I will make a video with pictures of it on here. And I should have done all of that when I got it, but there was a lot going on. I was working really, really long hours, trying to save up to fix things and get things ready for going on the road. The thing is that I also have my granddaughter, who at the time of my daughter's passing was 3.5. She was 4 when we left, 4.5, and turned 5 this past summer. Regardless, we left. Our first stop was to be at my sister's in Central Tennessee. Well, previous to our leaving, I used my taxes and my long, hard working hours running back and forth from city to city, from one of our businesses to the other that I was working at. Not mine, business I was working for. And, paying for my transmission in my car to get fixed so that we would have a car to tow in the back of our very much older but very good condition motorhome. Everything worked in it. It was a perfect situation. It was big enough for us. Everything worked. I actually lived in it while I was working that year. Regardless, we had to leave a certain time. We had planned. My son works for a small airline, and he picks his days off and such, and we had to leave at a certain time to get to our destination so that he could catch the direct flight from where conveniently we were going to my sister's at, from there back to home, so that he could be back to work in time, because he was going to help me drive with the baby. Regardless, on the way there, the craziest things were happening. First, they didn't have the trailer for my U-Haul didn't have the trailer for my car, the tow dolly. And they were trying to have me drive 2 hours to pick it up, then 2 hours back. That wouldn't have worked because it was going the same direction. It was just a mess. Anyhow, they ended up getting one in, so we didn't have to do that. In the midst of this, mind you, my son's last day was the day that I was to be leaving. His last day before the time he took off to do this. I was supposed to be there the next day. We get a late start because we just got notice of the tow dolly being available. And on the way, it was just a mess. I ended up blowing a tire, blew in the car, towing it back to the house to finish getting everything packed up. So we swapped tires. We swapped tires from the front to the back. Put the one that was blown. By the way, I have run flats, so they don't totally go flat when they go flat. But regardless, so we get on the road. We are on the road for about 6 hours, if that. My other tire blows. Mind you, it's so weird because these tires aren't that old. I don't know what was going on. Honestly, I paid a lot of money for my transmission in my car to be fixed. When he gave it to me, it was leaking so badly that it was undrivable. It bled, literally my transmission fluid to death until it was undrivable within about 30 minutes of him leaving the car with me. And yeah, that was another story. So when I got to my destination, I still was not going to have a car after paying $3,000 for a transmission. That was another story. Regardless, so that happened. Well, then, the other tire blew. The sweetest guy at a gas station helped me. Little gas station in the middle of nowhere. Helped me put it from the back to the front. Put the front one in the back, and on my way I went. I figured we would either get tires or we would be fine by the time I picked up my son, which was about another 8 hours away. So I get there in the afternoon the following day. We get a late start because I'm behind by about 6 hours, plus a couple more, about 8 hours, plus a couple more because of the stopping and such that I had to do. We get there and we get on the road. Everything's fine. Mind you, we had a rough time at it. The motorhome did not have an easy time going over the Rocky Mountains, pulling the car, even though it was in good condition. And we should have went down and then back and then over through flatter land. But because we were running late and I was worried about my son getting there in time, we just went for it. And I shouldn't have done that. My fault, but I did. Well, then we get cross country. It was craziness. You know, I'll get into detail with stuff on the way of our trip on the way. It was fine on the way for the most part, but a couple of things happened, which, you know, I'll get into little stories here and there through time. But regardless, we get 5 hours from my sister, and the motorhome throws a rod. Mind you, we don't have a car because it has no transmission fluid. It's got 2 flat tires and it's on a trailer. Lucky I was smart enough to get towing and roadside assistance for our trip. And I'll get into all that too. We had a great experience. The tow company was really, really nice. You know, they did their best, and honestly, they did more than what they probably should have legally. But we were in this little town in the middle of nowhere, which was Springfield, Missouri. Anyhow, I called my sister, and I am in complete shambles. I am a wreck. I am falling apart, overwhelmed. My whole life is a mess. At this moment, because I literally put everything into this being our home and parking this on my sister's property for the summer to save up money to go to our next destination and so forth. Well, it is what it is. Unfortunately, because they will only tow so far, they would only tow 100 miles, the motorhome. Now, and that's with I had the top of the line towing plan, which they told me. I should have called around. I don't know if there's such thing as a better one, but I was kind of frantically trying to get this done and just get here and then work on other little details after I got here. On top of the fact that my mind was crazy because of just losing my daughter and so forth. I had my granddaughter to worry about. That's another story too. I've got a lot for you. Anyways, so my sister's neighbor had a big truck. She gave my sister the truck to come get us with because their truck was small and not in the condition to be coming, 5 hours there, 5 hours back. So, and towing my car, mind you, unhooking the car from the motorhome, basically losing the motorhome, just leaving it there. The kid that helped me on the side of the road when it first threw the rod was there and told me what happened to it and whatnot. He was a really sweet kid. I ended up, I guess they towed it somewhere. I don't know. Regardless, that really hurt. I still miss my little motorhome. That motorhome was everything to me. Me and my granddaughter loved it very much. Unfortunately, our RV life died before it began, and we've been crushed ever since. But we're getting things sorted. I got a job working from home when I got here again. Thankfully, because I had no car yet. I met the most amazing mechanic here. But unfortunately, another $3,000 later, 6 months to pay it off. Hopefully soon I'll have my car back and I'll be able to drive again, because as you can see, we are in the middle of nowhere, about 40 minutes from any city, 15 minutes from even a town, 20 minutes drive. So yeah, anyhow, today I just wanted to take a little walk and kind of fill you in on what's going on and why I hadn't been on here to finish explaining things and actually start explaining things. I was just pretty devastated, and it was really difficult to talk about because me and the baby were very happy. That was something that was the plan, and I'd been planning it with my daughter for many years. Unfortunately, well, things happen and you pick yourself back up, dust yourself off, and start over again. So that's what we're doing. Like I said, it's been about 6 months now that I've been paying for the car to get fixed, because it's not cheap getting a new transmission, and I don't have, $3,000 to all at once, let alone $6,000 to buy another car. And I can't afford payments right now, especially if I'm trying to save up to get our motorhome replaced. There's a lot going on. I'm just working it out. But in the future, I will upload some more videos with more detailed stuff about what happened and what is happening, and I'll start uploading more videos daily instead of yearly, I guess. It's just been a lot this year. So anyhow, I will wait for this car to pass, and then I will let you go for now, and I will be back soon with some more interesting news. Isn't that beautiful? So gorgeous. Anyhow, well, I hope that this kind of gets things started as far as who we are and what we're doing. Thank you.